What's up, y'all? Welcome back to this episode of Marketflow, powered by Thor, brought to you by Mode. The countdown ticker has not stopped counting down, obviously, but today is the day. We are down to mere hours now until Andy drops the big news on us. And what's crazy is, well, everything's crazy within Cyberfrogs. The floor is fucking pumping. Kira is skyrocketing. And this is the speculation. And I mean, the big news is what everyone thinks is the big news isn't really the big news. We're about to find out more in 7 hours, so stay tuned for that. We're going to get right into the market because this is a hype day and we're ready to fucking party. So we're going to get in the markets, take a look at what we got, get back to what we're doing and vibing with the Frog fam. If you're not in there with us, you missed it. You definitely missed out. Don't let it happen again. Getting right into Bitcoin and what we've got for Thor. We're sitting right inside this wedge, right? And in my opinion, again, all this not financial advice, do your own research. I'm just a bozo drawing lines on a chart and uses Thor to pair up with my own TA. What we got is we got this wedge of price action. That's just kind of noise for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's been, I mean, really to say the least, it's been kind of fucking boring, right? Bitcoin really hasn't done much of anything. So where we're sitting at in price action right now, you can see is sitting pretty much dead within our triangle, within our wedge, within our support, and within our resistance. And if I go ahead and grab the measurement tool and I look at where price action is right now, we basically have about 20% up to this Thor short call near 82,000. And we have pretty much a 20% dump into this Thor long call at 53,000. So remember, guys, what Thor isn't saying the market's going up or the market's going down. That's not what Thor does. Thor is saying if we break out of this little zone of boring noise and we find support and we pump up here toward 82,000, look to open a short or look for price to at least come back and retest these last highs. Completely valid, right? What was support, or I'm sorry, what was resistance? After we break through, we want to come back and test that again as support. So if Bitcoin breaks out that 20%, look to take the Thor short. Now, a little more bearish scenario. If Bitcoin breaks down out of this price wedge of noise, right? If we lose support on the EMAs, if we can't regain the momentum and the support of the RSI, if we get the break and the retest and we fail the retest on the long-term uptrend, look for us to potentially ride down that 20% where we have the Thor long call, right? So again, in my opinion, if you're to buy in the market right now, it's kind of a 50-50. I want to see some type of confirmation, and the best confirmations and indicators I've ever got is actually just waiting for these Thor calls to trigger. If you don't like watching charts and establishing these lines, you're like, this is just some dude that established some random line. Why would I ever take financial advice from that? You're in the right thought and right mindset. Why would you? Just listen to Thor. Watch what price does. Thor is the best thing you could take an indicator with. But that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin right now. Just a bunch of noise in this zone. We're kind of fucking boring. We're looking for the breakout and the retest and see if we visit some of these zones either 20% up, 20% down. Both these calls are juicy profit points too. This one would be 8 near 9%. And if we do take the dip down and we get this long call here, we're looking at an approximately 12 to 13% profit point on that. So nice juicy calls. Where are we at with Solana? Pull up our Solana chart. And you see we've got several long calls and several short calls. All this alpha you can get better or by rewatching the stream from Tuesday. I'm keeping this quick because we're hyped. I was actually supposed to be in New York right now with Frog Fam. Mother Nature kind of gave me a little smack in the face and a little bit of flooding going on where I live. So I couldn't make it, but I'm glad to be here with y'all. So breaking down right to it. Solana, we've got multiple long calls stacked up and we've got multiple shorts stacked up. Now, you can see this is kind of our bearish scenario where if we keep legging down, making that lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, how we could fill out these Thor calls. Then again, if we pump and we break through, we've got a couple Thor shorts to identify. But right now, let's get rid of just kind of all the noise I've got drawn out here and see what we're just looking at. If you want to learn more about that, go watch the Marketflow stream from Tuesday where I get way more in depth on all this. But same thing, are we going to find this support on this Thor long down here on the long-term EMA, regain and hold support of the RSI and look to pump up? Or are we going to break down from here? Let's take our measurement tool and look. Pumping up to this 240 zone gives us approximately 28 to 30%, right? If we're to break down to this lower call here, that gives us about the 20%, right? And right on our supports here. So we could definitely see some of this action. You guys know when Solana takes off, it knows no chill. It just goes. So again, we've got one short call here about that 18 range. We've got a long call here at 8, and then the bigger one here at that 18 range, right? If we really dump, we've got another long call down here at 20%, and we've got a short call up here at near 30%, all with really big, juicy profit points. Again, we're not saying where price is going. We're just saying if price does this, then that's the reaction we're going to make. If price drops down to 170, not financial advice, do your own research. Use the Thor risk mitigation tool to figure out your entry point and then look to take profits at TP1. And just example, that call, if it were to play out, will give us a clean 8%. Anywhere you see these green boxes, that's where Thor calls have made us money. And there's a lot more Thor calls than you see just posted here. Okay, I'm posting the calls that we can make entries on here together on our Marketflow sessions week to week. So there's a lot of calls that are triggered and filled in between here that we don't even look at. I'm also looking at just the 4-hour and the daily calls. With manual Thor, you can access all kinds of assets to where you can also break it down to 1 hour or even 15-minute to really scalp and leverage parts of the market. Not necessarily leverage trade, just leverage more trading action is what I mean when I say use Thor as a tool in the market to leverage your trading skills and opportunities. It is a spot trading tool. There are some degens that use it for leverage that make amazing money, but that's not really what we're advocating. Moving on, what is just straight steady ripping? Why are we so excited today? Because look at this. We have broken that 25-cent mark. We came from 2 cents, okay? We have come from 2 cents and we have now just broken that 25. We look to be finding support on it. Our fearless founder Andy is out pounding the streets of New York right now, letting everyone know that frogs fuck and that Kira is just beginning to make its movement. Vibes are high, and that's what I'm saying. We're going to cut this one short. The TA was in the last session. Not much has changed, Sol's kind of boring. Um, some of our meme coins have hit entries. Go watch that last session. Did you get that entry on when? Did you get that entry on Chonky? Do you know where you're going to exit or where that next entry zone is? Watch the last stream. Check it out. Frogs fuck. Thor Prince. Kira is just melting faces and making people's lives right now. So congratulations to all the Frog fam.
Kira,
And
Kira.
an extreme strong, heartfelt, sincere thank you to Andy, to Sile, to too many other team members to list them all, but you know who you are, that have put your heart and soul and time into this for so long. When price action was down here, but we all knew what Frogs was going to become one day. Congratulations to the team, and not just congratulations, but sincere, heartfelt thank you. You are changing lives. I appreciate you all. This has been another episode of Marketflow, powered by Thor, brought to you by Mode. Don't miss out when this counter goes down, because if you do, you're already more than late. Frogs fuck Thor Prince. Peace out.